Greetings and salutations, guys, and welcome back to Stoffel Presents at EGX. And this time, we're going to bring you Dead End Job. Now, we got a little look at this EGX Rezzed early in the year, so we thought we'd catch up with its development again. So, Tony, do you want to tell us a little bit about where it's gone from EGX Rezzed? What we've changed since then?
So the game, just to kind of catch up on the game, it's a twin-stick shooter. It's like a combination of Ghostbusters meets Binding of Issac, all with this like 90s cartoon stuff in. Since we brought it to EGX Rezzed, we've been adding a lot more content to the game. We've been adding new levels, new enemies. So like the big thing that we've got in this version that we brought now is the park. So previously people been playing in the office, which has all been things like haunted water coolers and secretaries and all businessmen and all that kind of stuff.
I remember there was a certain paperclip in that
there was
a resemblance to someone who might know.
Yeah, I mean, people really like shooting the paperclip. But yeah, so the park is kind of like a more difficult level. It plays differently because it's bigger, more wide open spaces, but it's also got different enemies in it, and the enemies are a lot tougher. We've really kind of gone quite hard on ice creams being baddies. I don't know what we've got against ice creams quite so much, but there's a whole bunch of different ice cream baddies in there that have like some really nasty attacks. Like one fires tiny little splotches of ice cream that chase after you and can damage you. One has a 99 flake in its head that it'll suck in, and then massive 99 flakes all erupt from the ground around you that you've got to run away from. There's haunted children's play equipment, like little rocking horse things that kids sit on. There's one of them that will chase after you and then smack back down and
we saw that. That's quite
you.
mental. It just really goes at you.
So stuff like that. And then we've also been doing like to sort of redress the balance. We've been adding like new power-ups for the players. So there's like things like the proton glitter ball, which plays disco music and has like lovely lighting effects and fires out like lots of effects that damage enemies and that kind of thing. So we've kind of we've just steadily been kind of building it and kind of working towards kind of getting it released this like early next year.
Yeah, and you've added the park. So like I say, you had the office at Rezzed, which was quite closed in, and there was a lot of equipment in the way running around the rooms. With the park being quite open, how much does that affect the mechanic of the game then? Does that, like, your strategy have to change?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is one of the things that we really wanted with the different environments in the game is we didn't want it to be that like you get onto a new level and it's just the graphics have changed and there's like that's it. We wanted each area that you go into, it's got slightly different feel to the gameplay. So yeah, so the office, like you say, starts quite enclosed to kind of teach you and get you used to the game. But with the park being wide open, it means you've got more space to move around, which is really good. But at the same time, it means that we're putting more enemies into each individual room, so you've kind of got more things to kind of deal with at the same time and try and keep in your head. And it also means that certain power-ups are maybe not as effective. So I think you saw earlier on, one of our power-ups is rubbery plasma, which makes your shots bounce off walls and scenery. Which in the office is fantastic because it's quite closed in, so there's lots of walls for your things to bounce off. In the park, that's a little bit less effective. So yeah, we really want players to kind of, they have to mix it up a little bit. And like in later levels, we've got, there's, for example, like in the factory level, there's lots of industrial equipment and conveyor belts and stuff like that. So there's more like sort of environmental hazards, and yeah, that's really what we're thinking about.
Yeah, and you mentioned the power-ups there. I find it quite interesting when you level up. You get a choice of one of three power-ups. So that can really affect your game. It can really hinder you if you choose the wrong one for the wrong setting.
Yeah, so one of the things that we kind of wanted with it is we didn't want to have like a skill tree laid out where it's like, oh, you've got 3 skill points, where do you want to put them? Oh, I want to do this skill and this skill, so I want to build my character as being a tank or whatever. Because we think that people would kind of always kind of play quite conservatively and always choose a similar sort of thing every time they play it.
More health, more, yeah.
Exactly, so so with this system, it means that people get a random choice of stuff, but they still have like the ability to influence their character build a little bit if they want to, so they can choose what they want. Although if you're streaming the game, so if you're on Twitch or Mixer and you're streaming the game, we've actually got functionality in there so that it's interactive.
So your viewers can choose your power-ups for you.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you're streaming it and if you activate like the Mixer functionality or the Twitch functionality, it means your viewers actually get the choice, and it also activates negative power-ups as well. So there's things where it basically just makes the game harder for you, and if your viewers want to make the game harder for you, then they can. So and I'm sure they wouldn't.
Those negative power-ups, is that
every streamer's viewers will just be lovely to them all the time.
Is that going to be something negative on your powered side, or is that going to be a case of like your viewers can just throw in a couple of extra ice creams?
No,
or?
so it's yeah. So we don't let viewers just like kind of throw in extra enemies. It's always in terms of the viewers get to pick kind of the build of your character a little bit.
Right.
So it's something that we're kind of looking at as well. Like there's things that we can tweak and things that we can change. And yeah, like if that functionality kind of proves to be really popular, there are things that we can do in terms of kind of letting the viewers kind of influence even more, but we kind of don't want the viewers to be able to be too mean. Like you've kind of got to put
we all know
a bit of a cap on it.
We all know the internet's a land of sunshine and rainbows, and people are lovely, so I can't see an issue with it.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm sure it'll be fine, and everyone will just pick the really good power-ups for the streamers.
Sure, they will.
Definitely never try and make bad things happen to them.
So you're working on mixing, are you close to a release date, or you have
So we're still,
schedule?
we are kind of, nothing's locked down at the moment. We're kind of looking at about sort of April 2019. That would be for Steam, Xbox, PlayStation 4 and Switch.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I look forward to that. Thank you very much, Tony.
Cheers,
mate. All right, take care.